Before working at the university, I'd no experience of engaging with policy. I've built confidence through watching the different ways engagement presents itself in the university setting and thinking how I can support that activity as a non-academic member of a team. Luckily, there are some very experienced colleagues at York, both academic and in professional services, and I've watched and learned. I've also analysed how colleagues in communications have shared policy engagement work in different ways to different audiences. I've asked a lot of questions along the way and also taken the opportunity to attend training courses. I think if you're going to support colleagues to engage in the policy arena, you need to take the time to extend your own knowledge of that space. Sometimes you can feel like a bit of an imposter as you're not going to be sharing your own research. But as a member of professional services, I've never been excluded from any policy training. If you're not sure how things work, then ask. I find colleagues will share their knowledge willingly. I think it's important to be realistic. Don't expect to be an overnight expert. It's okay to build your knowledge over time.
Mentorship has been enormously important in both developing my policy engagement and, perhaps more importantly, also in ensuring that this policy engagement has the kinds of impacts that I would like it to have. Academic involvement in policy is interesting because policymaking is a complex and dynamic system in which specific interventions do not always appear to have easily understandable and deterministic effects. In terms of quantity, academics can put months and months of effort into a policy impact initiative which they believe is well formed only for nothing to happen. Or they can write a quick note on a whim and immediately have an outsized and unexpected impact. In terms of quality, sometimes a piece of policy engagement will have outcomes that align well with an agenda that an academic is passionate about. Other times, engagement can have unexpected outcomes for researchers in terms of how their research is taken up and used. I've been fortunate to have been guided by a range of mentors in navigating this seemingly chaotic landscape. In actual fact, the impact of specific pieces of academic engagement can be predicted to some extent, and unexpected outcomes can often be avoided and can always be mitigated. But this can only be done if the academics involved understand the system in which their outputs are operating. It's not the case that policy audiences naively and universally take up academic suggestions. They have an agenda of their own, which shape the impact of academic introductions to the policy ecosystem. My mentors have guided me in understanding this landscape, and thereby taking more control over my impact.
The York Policy Engine can provide help here. We run internal events that provide an opportunity to hear from and meet colleagues who are experienced in policy engagement. We also provide structured opportunities for colleagues to build their network and receive support in policy engagement activity, including policy impact clinics and an annual Policy Academy programme that brings together a cohort of staff from across the university for a programme of roundtable discussions with high-profile internal and external experts. For PhD students, we offer a Policy Associate scheme that combines structured training with the opportunity to work on Policy Engine-supported projects. We also aim to serve as a bridge between colleagues at the university to put like-minded people in touch with each other and provide support in bringing new groups of people together to work on pressing policy issues.